Assalamu alaikum, good morning, bonjour, sabah al-khair. It's a pleasure to be with you. So many people for the Business Opportunities Seminar. My name is Yasser Ahmad. I am the Regional Program Officer for the North Africa region. So you probably don't know what that means, but I will explain in a few slides. And like my predecessor, I will speak in English if you don't mind. Here we go. So we talked about the high fives. Let me give you a flavor of what we do in terms of approvals, in terms of project lending. The statistics you see actually before you, this is the most recent we have for last year, 2018. We've approved 8 operations, you'll see there, of about 1.14 billion units of account. So this is about 1.6, I would say approximately, billion dollars. The unit of account is about 1.4 in terms of exchange rate. Just to give you an idea, so in Morocco we've approved projects encompassing agriculture, water, transport, the airport project in Rabat Saleh. You may have heard, those colleagues who are here from Morocco, you may be familiar with these projects. In Egypt we've approved a very large budget support operation for $500 million, and we have another one coming next year. In Tunisia, we have colleagues from Tunisia, of course. We have we've approved a very large sanitation project as well. And here at the bottom of the slide, what you see is an indication of the impact we've achieved in terms of the high fives. As my colleague mentioned, the bank has, in terms of its strategic approach, 5 major areas of intervention under which we actually approve projects. In terms of Light Up Africa, we have examples in Egypt where we've, thanks to our support, we've liberalized the gas sector, helping to encourage $22 billion in private investment. In terms of Feed Africa, 200 hectares of market actually for support for women in Mauritania. In terms of industrializing Africa, again, we see the impact of the airport that we've helped finance in Morocco, Rabat Saleh Airport. Again, in terms of integrating Africa, that airport is a fundamental connection hub for transport links. And in terms of improving the quality of life in general, so supporting youth employment, providing drinking water support and security, providing access for sanitation to over 150,000 inhabitants. So these are just an indication of the kind of work that we are involved in here in North Africa. Okay, so in terms of volume, a bit more statistics. I mentioned $1.6 billion. This is how much we've approved last year, $1.6 billion. In terms of total projects, there were 28 projects across 5 countries. So in North Africa, we have 6 countries in our region. In terms of the support itself, so you see sovereign, non-sovereign. What does that mean? Well, basically, sovereign support is support that's providing as a state guarantee. Primarily, the majority of our support is to governments in the region. So that's why most of the support comes on the sovereign side. However, and especially for the purposes of this business seminar, I think we're going to focus much more on the private side, the 28%, which we hope obviously to increase over time. So just here you have some further statistics on how we've divided up that 1.6 billion across the 6 countries. Across the 5 countries and 1 multinational as well. So we also do projects that cover the whole region, and that's the multinational support that you see there. I want to just mention one more point. On the bar chart on the extreme right-hand side bottom, sorry, not the bar chart, the pie chart on the extreme right-hand side at the bottom, you'll see some sectors that we intervene in. So we have agriculture, we have water and sanitation, we have governance, we have finance, industry, transport. This gives you an idea of the types of interventions that we actually focus on. As you can see, actually, most of our support from this graph is in the multi-sectoral domain. Okay, I hope that's legible, but I want to just spend a little bit of time on this slide, because what this slide does is it gives you an idea of the support that we've given to the region in 2018, in particular the private sector. And probably this is the one that's most interesting for most of you here, because this is the one we deal primarily with outside, if you like, of the sovereign guarantees. So in terms of non-sovereign financing, $445 million in 2018, divided up in terms of quite a diverse sectors. So diverse sectors, lines of credit, BCP in Morocco, Azure Innovation Fund, OCP project in Morocco as well. We have some regional operations as well, RPAs, which stands for Risk Participation Agreements, Commerce Bank, Natixis, Maghreb Private Equity. We've also, in fact, got operations coming from what we call the Africa Investment Forum. You may have heard of this. So this is an annual event that takes place, started last year in 2018, in Johannesburg in November. We're going to have another chapter of that this year in November as well in Johannesburg. And what it is, this is in fact a platform that the bank is setting up to try and encourage more private sector investment into the continent. So this is just an example of some of the benefits of the AIF, African Investment Forum, last year. Strategy there. Mauritania, the national business climate, again improving that. And Tunisia, facilitation of the fiscal reforms and the fiscal procedures for investors. A lot of this support is coming from what we call grant financing. It's not loans per se. So we also do quite a bit of grant financing, and I'll show that to you in just a minute. Okay, now the slides become a little bit less crowded. You'll be relieved to hear. So here, just an indication of what's the difference in terms of sovereign and non-sovereign. This is what we call the active portfolio. What we mean by that, this means all the projects, be they loans or grants, in North Africa, in the 6 countries we mentioned, that are ongoing, meaning that they are not yet complete. You can see about 72% sovereign and 28% non-sovereign. About 4.9 billion units of account. So these are units of account. I'm sorry, the numbers are a little bit small, but 4.9 billion, so that's about $7.5 billion in sovereign and about $3 billion in non-sovereign. An indication of how that amount is divided by country. As you can see, the largest, if you like, active portfolio country is Morocco, the purple in the middle, 2.5 or so billion units of account. These numbers change, of course, from time to time, as some countries borrow more, some countries borrow less. We've had, in fact, a large budget support operation as well in Algeria in the past, which is in fact showing there. That's why that amount looks very big. That project is now in fact closed, and once we do what we call a project completion report, that itself will also come down. After Morocco, we have then Tunisia as the next biggest portfolio country, and then we have Egypt as the 3rd biggest. Traditionally, in the region, these 3 countries, Morocco, Egypt, and Tunisia, are the biggest borrowers in terms of energy and power support. As my colleague said, this is the Light Up Africa high five, which is one that we've honed in on a lot in this region. After power, we have also the multi-sector, which covers actually a number of different aspects. So that's why it's classified as multi-sector. We have a large finance sector intervention portfolio as well, in terms of, for example, budget reforms and budget support. And then the 4th largest is transport. How we look at the active portfolio. Again, just dividing up that differently. Maybe we'll just look at the graph on the extreme left-hand side. The vast majority, it's a very small amount here in blue at the bottom. This is grants, about 58 million, but the vast majority is loans, almost 7 billion units of account. Sovereign active portfolio, again, looking at how we are dividing up, so we're taking the same amount and we're just dividing it up in terms of high five, we're dividing it up in terms of sectors. Just to give you an idea, on the sovereign side, that's the almost 7.5 billion. Again, we see the largest interventions are on that side, multi-sector, then power, then transport. And on the non-sovereign side, this is the private sector side, the largest sector that we support under the non-sovereign side is finance. Okay, thank you very much.